Hello and welcome back to another episode of What the Weather Like Today, the YouTube channel where we are talking about mental well-being. We create this channel with the hope that the messages we deliver will make a small contribution toward promoting happiness and overcoming suffering. I'm Hoài Lê, a psychology student who will be with you today, and please stay tuned. We also have a special guest today, and I will bring him to you in a second. In today's episode, we will discuss meditation and mental health. Meditation has been considered as an ideal stress management technique. Meditation is a way to reduce stress and leave a mind calm, present, and joyful. It helps the body maintain, restore, heal itself, and it fosters excellence in all walks of life. Meditation is a true self-help practice, and that is something you have to seek out on your own. It will be your experience, and no one else can have or do it for you. Personally, I've been meditating regularly for a few years, and I've come to feel that it enables us to be more compassionate and focused, which in turn strengthens our intention and gives us the power to reshape our situations. Through regular meditation practice, we are able to effortlessly and naturally access to higher state of consciousness when our intuition and clarity are at the full blast. And I am very grateful to have a chat with our special guest today. Dr. Sedlmeier is a professor of psychology at the Chemnitz University of Technology in Germany. He mainly teaches research methods and cognitive psychology. Apart from the psychology of meditation, his current areas of interest include intercultural research, time processing, and computer modeling of cognitive and statistical processes. He has an ongoing meditation practice since more than 20 years, mostly young, interspersed with simultaneous excursion into Theravada world and some experience in yoga meditation and Transcendental Meditation. So let's get started. Thank you for joining us in the episode today, Dr. Sedlmeier. The first questions we have are: how have your journey to meditations been so far? And why did you choose meditation as a big part of your study?
For one, I'm myself interested in meditation since I was an adolescent. I had some breaks in between, major breaks actually, but I still am interested in the technique. But I also think that meditation is a good method to enrich psychological theorizing, because meditation is about changing cognition. And the promise of meditation in many traditions is that cognition can be changed in a way that is not possible by other means. And if it's possible to change cognition, then we also might learn more about how people think, how our mind works, and about consciousness. So meditation can be a tool to explore the human mind.
And at noon, you just came back from Bodhinyana Buddhist monastery. How was the experience, and anything new you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, that was a very good experience, I must say. I have learned about this monastery in another forest monastery in Sri Lanka. This Bodhinyana is a so-called forest monastery. That is, the monks, they live in huts and they are separated. It's like a collection of hermits. Ideally they cannot see each other, so they are on their own. It's very tranquil, and it's the perfect circumstances for meditation. The abbot there is Ajahn Brahm, and he actually has coined a new word, kindfulness. And this is very interesting, this word. It's a mixture of kindness and mindfulness. And the idea is that if you do meditation, if you practice meditation, then you do it in a very kind way. The Pali expression which is used in this Theravada tradition for that is metta, which means sometimes translated as loving kindness, sometimes as friendship. And with this attitude you approach the others but also yourself. So if you meditate and you think I'm going nowhere, it's so difficult, everything, so you are kind of blaming yourself. But with kindfulness, you are very generous with yourself. You accept yourself, and this makes meditation much easier. And with this attitude, you just go where the mind is. You accompany the mind, and you don't struggle with the mind. You go with it. Depends on how determined you are, but people are different. So most people, for them, it's good if they have companions when they start to meditate. So here in this surroundings, an ideal way to begin meditation would be to book one of those retreats in China Grove, which is just 1 kilometer away from the monastery I was. And retreats are given by the monks, by experienced monks, by Ajahn Brahm or Ajahn Brahmali, that's another experienced monk. And it's 9 days. You learn to meditate, you have companions, and you can come back there. So for Persians, I think that would be ideal. But in general, I would recommend to look around and see whether there's a local meditation group, and go there and just try it out. Usually, if you talk to experienced meditators, they have tried many different things, and you eventually know it's good for you. But for the beginning, I guess instead of learning meditation from books, that's actually how I began, because there was no group around. There was a book actually on yoga, and on Patanjali, this eight-step yoga, with meditation as the final steps. And this is hard. I tried to meditate, but it's much easier if you have a group and a teacher.
And you have a research named "What do meditators do when they meditate?" Please tell us more about this discovery.
Yeah, some people think meditation is a uniform thing, but we wanted to know what people really did, so we asked experienced meditators and meditation teachers from different traditions, and we got 309 different answers of what they did, the techniques they used. And it seems that different techniques might also lead to at least slightly different outcomes. So for instance, we grouped the meditators into those with a Hindu background, compared them with meditators that had a Buddhist background, and we found that they used about a dozen techniques. Both of them used them, but then they also used techniques the others did not use. And there is, in the meditation literature, you also find differential findings. It's not clear yet why some people profit more, or why people profit more in terms of getting less anxious, or getting less stressed, or getting less depressed. So there might be differences depending on personalities, but there might also be differences depending on the meditation techniques. So that is the main reason why we did this, to find out whether different meditation techniques have a different impact on the practitioner.
How about the role of self-love in meditation? You have mentioned it in one of your studies, right?
This is mainly the work of a doctoral student of mine who has completed her dissertation 1.5 years ago, Eva Henschke. And she came with these conceptions she had collected from psychotherapists mainly, and people who had written books on self-love. And first thing you need to know about self-love, that is that it's the opposite of narcissism, because narcissists usually have a quite unstable self. It's overblown, blown up self, but behind that there is anxiety. And self-love is the opposite of that. You accept yourself. You are benevolent to yourself. And this has some connections to this kindfulness or metta in the Buddhist tradition. But seen from that tradition, it's only part, because if you do metta meditation, this kindness meditation, then you first direct your love towards yourself. That would be self-love. But then you also direct your love to, or loving kindness, to somebody you like, and then to a neutral person, and in the end to a person we don't like, and sometimes to the whole world. So it has more parts in it, but the idea is quite similar. It's just it's interesting that these two approaches, one from Western psychotherapy, which Fahensky started with, and the Buddhist approach of metta, they meet somehow. That we found both very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she has constructed a questionnaire which might also be useful for instance, examining progress in meditation. Mm-hmm. Or maybe self-love is actually a little bit of a misnomer. It's benevolence and acceptance towards yourself. And in Buddhism, actually the aim of practicing Buddhism is to extend that to everybody. Of course, you are the most important person in the world, also in Buddhism, but you do not make so big differences between yourself, the ones you love, and the ones you don't love. So that's the idea in Buddhism.
Yeah.
And that is, you are independent in a way, but also you belong to humanity as a whole. So if you can achieve both goals, that's an ideal conception.
And any advice for our audience how to embrace meditation as a tool to live a healthy life and not giving up?
Yeah, I think in any case meditation is good for you because there's abundant evidence that meditation works. There are thousands of studies that show that meditation has beneficial effects. But I think it would be wrong to force yourself to meditate. So, but even if you are not convinced, despite the empirical evidence, which is overwhelming, I would say, then you might just give it a try. Try it out, maybe for a retreat, and then see what happens. Because meditation is something very empirical. You do not need any beliefs. You do not need religion. You do not need any assumptions. You can just try it out and see for yourself. To be in a group and practice meditation in a group. And some people, they also, when they begin with a secular intention, that is to improve well-being, they learn about some books on spiritual background and go deeper into that background, and that also helps. That motivates more, because if you know that there might be something beyond well-being, you can achieve it with meditation. You might be interested in trying out what comes out of this.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sedlmeier. Thank you for your time and your sharing. We hope to see you again in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in with what the weather's like today. I hope you found it to be as enlightening as I did, and this could be a little guidance and support along your path of self-discovery as you come even closer to the completion that lies within you. So, in order to point you in the direction of some basic meditation techniques, I've included some meditation ebook links in the description box. When you are ready, click on the links below to learn more. Thank you, and I wish your day full of peace, love, and happiness. And remember that we need you your authenticity and your beautiful soul in this world.